Hey guys, I am in a different location yet again. So I've been filming from my friend Matthew's house at the lake. If you guys caught that vlog, you'll understand all of that. But I have moved over to my friend Sarah's house. Sarah, the co-host to my new podcast, Talk Shit and Laugh. Definitely check it out. I have it linked down below if you're interested. But I'm here with Sarah for a few days and she has kindly lent me her beautiful office to film in because I could not wait. I ordered, yes I did, like a jackass, I ordered some of the new Louis Vuitton Beauté products. I got one of the eyeshadow quads, one of the lipsticks, one of the lip balms, and one of the brushes. So I thought I would do a little bit of an unboxing with you guys. One of those boxes with the little pull tab. Oh, this is awkward. So I've seen a few posts online with people like showing the Louis Vuitton makeup, but I have not listened to or heard any of the actual reviews on the products. So I really don't know what to expect in terms of performance. I do know the packaging is supposed to be beautiful, and I am kind of assuming that's what we're paying for, is packaging. Ah, look at the box, how cute. Okay, we've got, let's see, what I'm guessing is the receipt. We don't want that. I'm not even gonna look at it. And then here is a bag. And inside the box, we've got the little bag with the products. How lovely. So here is the packaging that it comes in. Let me just open this up and pull out the items that are in here. Okay, I got a bunch of samples. What is this? Or, nope, not samples. We've got a case. I'm assuming this is for the eyeshadow quad. A beautiful suede with, oh wow. So inside, you guys can see there's like two brushes. I could feel them on the outside. I was very confused. Anyway, we've got the Louis Vuitton bossing there, got their logo there, and then here's one brush. Here is the other brush. So one's like a flat shader, one is a blender. This one has a flat ferrule. This one has a round ferrule. Cute. And then the handles are like a matte black. Very nice. And then this is a case for the lipstick. Same idea. Another one for the balm, I'm guessing. And then, some lipstick samples. We've got 4 there, 3 matte and 1 satin. So these are the matte samples, and this is the satin. Here are the shades that are included. There are the 4. All right, so I got one of the eyeshadow quads. This is very heavy. I can tell already. Where does it say? Oh, here. Here is the shade that I got. It's 150. These are refillable. So this slides off. This has the LV embossing all over. This flips open, and there is the compact. This is quite weighty. This can double as a paperweight, possibly a weapon if you keep it in your handbag. Ladies, you're going to be walking at night. Maybe you want to carry this around. This is really pretty. I like this matte black, and then the monogram is glossy and embossed. That's pretty. Here's the back side. Here is the compact. How pretty. I'm sure we've all seen this online already, but it's got such a beautiful design. Let me take the plastic off. Look at that design. Oh, I love it. We've got of course, the mirror up here. And then I believe this whole thing flips up if you want to switch out the refills. So I guess what you could always do is buy one of these compacts and then just get the refills, because these are excruciatingly expensive. Oh, it's got a button in the back. I think if you depress that, the whole thing pops out. So the last thing I want to do right now is stick my fingernail into one of these pans, but I did see online this whole part, you can see the outline here, this flips up and then you can press out the refill. Very cool. I mean, there's no doubt that this compact is very well made. It's definitely very weighty, but it doesn't feel, it's not cumbersome. I don't feel like I'm getting a workout or anything holding it up, but it is really nice and weighty. Very, very solid feeling. Okay, and because of the price point, so each of these eyeshadow quads is $250. I had to look whether or not any of this was real gold. Is this gold plated? It's not. There are no precious metals used in the packaging at all, but it does feel very, very nice. So we will do some swatches of all of that, but let's go ahead and open up everything else that I got. So I did get one of the lipsticks. They do come in 2 different finishes, satin and matte. And if you guys have been with me for a while, you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of matte lipstick. It just makes my lips look like a butthole. So I went with satin and I got shade 104 Beige Machina. And here is the packaging, very similar to the eyeshadows. That slides off. We've got the monogramming on the box here. And here is the lipstick. Again, very, very weighty, but not cumbersome. We've got some of the LV emblems here, the collar of the lipstick, and then, oh, we've got a see-through top there, so you can actually see the color of the lipstick in there. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if you can see it very clearly, but it is in there, and I'm kind of annoyed. I have not touched this or anything, but a little bit of the lipstick got onto my lid there. Maybe you can see better here. Maybe you can see better in there. And a little bit of my lipstick at the top there is fudged. Oh, that's annoying. Oh well. Okay, so this is the shade that I got. And there is a little LV engraved in there. So that's the lipstick. Of course, I'll be trying all of this stuff on, but I just want to open everything up first. And then I did also get one of the balms. So I was really debating whether or not I wanted to spend this kind of money on a balm, on a tinted balm, but I knew that that's something that I'd probably wear more than anything else in the collection. So I was like, let me just go for it. So I ended up getting number 10, Nude Poetry. And I do actually like this packaging more. Here's the lipstick. Here is the lip balm. I believe they're the same size. The only difference is the white versus the black, or I should say the cream. It's like an off-white. And here is Nude Poetry. And then last but not least, I decided to pick up one of the brushes. I was like, why not? Let's just go for it. Let's just try it. So again, same kind of packaging. It does come with its own little velvet pouch. And oh, interesting. They did not put like a little protective cover over this brush. They did put it over the little ones that came with the eyeshadow. And there's actually a little bit of the dust bag fibers like kind of stuck in the brush. I would say that's a pretty bad call. They should have put one of those plastic cases over this brush. And this brush doesn't feel especially soft. Not great. The shape looks nice. Typical blender brush, round ferrule. And the handle is really nice. It's got all of the LV emblems on there. It is the number 21 blending brush. Okay, so now that we've unboxed everything, I just want to go through everything just very quickly. So there's 27 shades in the satin lipstick, and those are $160 each. And for the matte lipsticks, there's 28 shades at $160 each. And then for the balm, there are 10 sheer colors available. Those are also $160 each. And then for the eyeshadow quads, there are 8 color stories altogether, $250 each. And then the refills are $92 each. I love how the refill alone is more expensive than I think any other eyeshadow is out on the market. Did Tom Ford actually raise their prices to $90? Yeah, these are $92. So these are still more than those. And then they have, you know, some accessories. They've got like an eyeshadow pouch, $530. A lip and eye brush set, $1,140. A Nice beauty case that holds lipsticks, that's $870. And then let's see how many brushes are available. I just got that blender brush because I felt like, I don't know, that was the most versatile brush. But there are, I think there's 5 brushes altogether. No, I'm lying. There is 3 brushes that you can buy like a la carte. So this blending brush was $115. They have a shading brush, which is like a flatter, more like a fingertip style brush. That's $115 as well. And then they also have an eyeliner brush for $105, but you can get the lip and eye brush set, which comes in that monogram canvas with like one of those padlock locks for $1,140. I think that's the only way you can get the other two brushes, but don't quote me on that. I wonder if they're going to be like kind of releasing stuff slowly. Oh, they do also have like a mattifying paper case and then a refill for that. And the mattifying paper case is $560. And if you did not know, Pat McGrath worked alongside the Louis Vuitton house to create this collection. I'm just going to read you the AI overview on Google Chrome about the Louis Vuitton Beauté. It's the brand's newly launched luxury beauty line featuring high-quality makeup products, including lipsticks, lip balms, and eyeshadows, all created under the direction of world-renowned makeup artist Dame Pat McGrath. I'm very excited for that. I do so love Pat McGrath so much. The line emphasizes the art of travel and luxury craftsmanship through its innovative formulas and emblematic, refillable packaging made from precious materials. The line is built on Louis Vuitton's heritage of meticulous quality, using advanced formulas and materials like brass and aluminum for product casings. I didn't think either of those are precious. Brass and maybe, no. When I hear precious, I think gold, silver, titanium, platinum, like that. Let's get to it. I'm going to say this right now, and I'm pretty positive, I'm not going to change my mind. None of the actual makeup is worth the price tag. There's just absolutely no way, unless the eyeshadows give your eyelids like a Botox effect or anything like that. There's absolutely no chance that any of this makeup is worth the money. What they're selling and why we love luxury products is the luxury feel, having Louis Vuitton in your hands. If you're a Louis Vuitton lover, this is probably something that you're going to gravitate towards, you know, for all those reasons that we love luxury products. But there's absolutely no way that these lipsticks, lip balms, eyeshadows are worth the price point. But you know what? I had to try them. I had to get it. Very much to like review for you guys, but I just wanted to experience it. I'm not the biggest fan of Louis Vuitton. I have become a big fan because of Pharrell and his creative work for the men's line. But in terms of like their handbags and all that, it's never really been my thing, but I do appreciate LV. Even if it's not my thing, I do appreciate it. All right, enough jibber jabber. Let's get this on my face. So I have all of my makeup on, blush, concealer. We're just going to start with the eyeshadows. So let's, again, just appreciate this packaging because it is quite lovely. It is quite lovely. And again, one look before I defile it with my fingertips to do some swatches. They do feel nice. I'm going to say right now, though, these don't feel especially soft. They don't feel as soft to the touch as, let's say, like my Suku shadows, even the Dior Quince, or even the Chanel quads. They don't feel that silky soft, so I'm a little bit surprised. But here are the 4 shades. They have a very, very subtle satin finish. This shade has the strongest satin finish, which is this one in the pan. You can actually see that it's a little shinier than the rest of these. So I definitely opted probably for the most neutral because I wanted to make sure I was going to use these shadows. I didn't want to get really funky, pretty shades that I wasn't going to use. Not that any of the 8 options in the eyeshadow quads are super duper funky. They are definitely shades that are meant to be used. They are definitely more on the subdued side. I definitely do appreciate that. I mean, I think there's probably 2 schools of thought when it comes to purchasing luxury items. I think there's one school of thought where you want to buy basics, things that you're going to wear all the time, get your money's worth. And then there's the other school of thought where you want to buy something really special, something really, really unique that you may not necessarily wear or use often, but they're very special. I think this falls into the first school of thought where it's something you're going to use and use a lot. So let me go ahead and pull out my new blending brush. I'm going to start with this shade right over here. this brush is not soft at all. In fact, it's a little bit scratchy, and I'm gonna look up right now whether or not these are natural hairs, because natural hair brushes can still be scratchy if it's not of high quality. So let me just take a look. These are eco-conscious synthetic fibers, ultra soft, airy, effortless blending, gentle touch. PBT synthetic fibers. Yeah, these aren't especially soft. I have much better luck with BK Beauty brushes. What other synthetic brushes do I love? Chantecaille brushes. Even the Bobbi Brown is, I think, softer than these. Yeah, there's just kind of like a scratchy kind of feel to it. Every once in a while, I feel like a little bit of a poke. But this shadow is nice, and this one, I couldn't really tell when I swatched. This one is definitely, I believe, the most matte out of the four in here. So we've got like a very subtle satin with these two. This one is like a strong satin, and this one is a matte. Goes on really beautifully. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with the eyeshadow. So while I really like this packaging, I think it's really beautiful. The fact that they emphasize this whole like travel aspect of, you know, this makeup and this makeup line, you know, and that's the whole Louis Vuitton thing with their steamer trunks and the monogram canvas, it's waterproof, all that stuff. I'm surprised that they did not use monogram canvas here. I feel like that would have been such a great call and had, I don't know, more of those like trunk rivets or some sort of design element that gave all of this packaging like a travel appearance. I think that would have been great. Or maybe they're waiting to do that, you know, kind of saving that for like, you know, limited edition special stuff, something like that. Maybe that's the case. But yeah, I was just really surprised. I'm like, I think these are super chic. These actually scream Pat McGrath to me, but these don't really scream, like this matte black doesn't really scream Louis Vuitton to me. Like I thought maybe this would be like that brown color even, yeah, or just something to make this look more like a trunk of some sort. Anyway, just a thought. Okay, so that's the first shade. I'm trying to see if it looks true to how it appears in the pan. So it's this shade. I think it does. I think it does. So no surprises there, which is very nice. I'm going to go into the brown shade here. I'm just going to use the same brush and add that. The pigmentation is definitely on the lighter side. I wouldn't say it seems watered down in any way. It just seems like it's a light touch. And I personally am a fan of that. I like being able to build up my eyeshadows. You guys have heard me say this 1,000 times. But I like being able to build up my eyeshadows and kind of blend them out easily. And I just want to show you the pan after first use. So not a ton of kick up or anything like that. No hard panning or anything like that. So far so good. Yeah, you'll definitely end up with a very soft eyeshadow look with this palette at least. All right, I'm gonna go into the most metallic shade here, this gold one. I'm just gonna use my finger. This brush is getting a little dirty, and I'm going to see how this applies with my finger. Very soft, very, very soft. I think I need a brush. Let me grab a different brush. I do have some with me. I have this jumbo blender from Sonia G. Let's try that. This is natural hair. It should pick up more product than their blending brush. The sheen on this eyeshadow is so subtle. It's so subtle. I do wish they amped it up just a little bit. I mean, I get it. I get it. I think the LV customer is probably a woman that's a little bit older. They're not looking for like a party, a party eye look necessarily. They're going to want something a little bit more demure, if you will. But I think if you're going to put in a gold shade and give it a little bit of shimmer, I would want just a little bit more. I feel like you can't even tell that there is a finish difference between the metallic shade and the soft satin shades. I'm just gonna try and build it up a little bit. Now let's use this light shade. Let me find another brush. I'm gonna use this crease brush from Sonia G and go into the lightest shade up here. That has a nice satin finish. I hope you can see that. Oh yeah, that actually has a stronger, wow, you can really see it. That has a much stronger satin finish than I first thought. Yeah, then I feel like it's swatched. Interesting. Okay, I probably wouldn't normally use it up here then. I'd probably leave it right here on my eyelid, just to match things up. But yeah, I don't think I would normally brush this as like a brow bone highlight. It's too shimmery. All right, well, those are the 4 shadows from 150 Beige Memento. I'm just gonna throw on a little bit more eye makeup here. I've got my Prada eyeliner in Wood. The brown shadow that's in this quad, definitely, sorry, I put the plastic back on, definitely is not deep enough to use as an eyeliner. You guys know I like to use like an eyeliner brush to apply eyeshadow as eyeliner, but that one definitely is not deep enough, at least not for my liking, which is interesting because they do have that eyeliner brush as an option to purchase a la carte. Maybe in some of the other eyeshadow quads, there's a more viable shadow for that purpose. I'm gonna use my Lashy Doll Flutter Extension mascara. Oh my god, I'm using the viewfinder for my mirror. Eyes are done. Let's move over to lips. So let's try this Baume first. And again, this is the shade that I got. 10 Nude Poetry. And just like the eyeshadows, these are refillable as well. So you just pull them out. Oh, cute. Look, they have a little flower down there. Oh, that's nice. I like that little detail. Okay, so here is Nude Poetry. Let me do a swatch. There is Nude Poetry. Nice, sheer, feels nice, at least in the swatch. Let's try it on my lips. I feel like I smell a little bit of mintiness. It kind of smells like spearmint gum. Okay, the website describes this as a delicate combination of color and care. LV Balm transforms lips with a soft glow in 10 enchanting hues by creative director Pat McGrath. With buildable coverage, the rich, gentle, and flexible texture fuses advanced care with natural beauty for 48-hour hydration and 24-hour comfort, nutrition, and smoothing effect. Do my lips look smooth? They do. Okay. The delectable scent of refreshing mint and sweet raspberry, exclusively crafted by Louis Vuitton's master perfumer, offers a crisp and indulgent allure. All right, so sweet mint and raspberry. I don't know that I necessarily smell any raspberry. Maybe a little. Definitely, the mint is definitely a lot stronger. Anyway, it's not bothersome and it's not tingly. At least I don't feel it. I don't feel any sort of tingles. I just smell like a slight mint, which is nice. I don't mind the scent of mint in my lip stuff. I just don't like when it's tingly. So it does feel very silky on the lips. It doesn't feel too thick, you know, like a lip mask or anything like that. Feels nice though. It doesn't feel like it's quickly absorbed either, so it's not too thin. Yeah, it's very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so that is the Baume in Nude Poetry. Okay, now for the satin lipstick. I'm still bummed. I mean, it's not a big deal because as soon as I put it on, that won't matter anymore, but I'm gonna have to somehow grab like a Q-tip and clean that out. Okay, so this shade is Nude, what did I get? Beige Machina 104. So that's this shade. Bullet, very standard shape to the bullet, all of that. We do have the LV engraving in the bullet there. So a bit cooler than the Baume, a little bit more pink in there. It's definitely a lot more pink than I thought, but it feels very, very nice. Very creamy. Yeah, quite lovely. So I want to say upon first application, this feels very similar to the Chantecaille La Creme. Very nice, very creamy, you know, glides on, silky smooth, feels great, feels very nourishing. But there's something about the Chantecaille that I like more because within a minute, it doesn't even feel like you applied anything. It feels like it's just I don't know, like become one with your skin. This, I still feel it. I still feel lipstick on here. This is a little bit more ordinary, I guess you could say, than the Chantecaille. The Chantecaille definitely feels a little bit more special, but absolutely nothing wrong with this lipstick. It feels great. And the shade is quite pretty, quite pretty. I am very happy with it. Okay, so those are all of the products that I purchased from Louis Vuitton. I like everything. I don't think anything is like blow my skirt up. You gotta run out and purchase all of this stuff, especially at this price point. I mean, again, I think unless you are a massive, major stan of Louis Vuittons, there's really no reason to run out and get these. If you're just curious, I mean, by all means, I am not here to tell you how to spend your money, but I just will say that there is nothing terribly special aside from the packaging. There's nothing terribly special about any of these products. This, do not bother. This, I will tell you to not bother at all. I was really hoping for kind of like a special brush, one that felt really, really nice, one that like was a little bit more weighty. This was definitely a cash grab. This does not have the feel of any of these products. Very, very light, a little chintzy for sure. But the packaging on these, really, really beautiful. Again, nothing wrong with the products. I just don't find that they're like run out and grab like special quality at all. And I do think they could have done a little bit more with the packaging in terms of their vision of this being like an extension of their travel brand. Like they really could have used the monogram canvas on the packaging here, or just use that brown, maybe, yeah, just added some rivets to the side here just to make it look like a little trunk. I mean, something like that. I mean, I know they have cases for these things. It's probably where they left the monogram canvas and leaving it looking like a travel product. You know, you're supposed to put it in the case and of course spend more money to do that. But I think it would have been really nice if they actually added it to the packaging. All right, guys, well, that is it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.